G'day, how you going? I'm David A. Elliott, and not Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Well, yeah. I've talked about the fun and success of the Santa Claus Pub Crawl in Newcastle, but why don't we see the Santas on their pub crawl anymore? What stopped it? The Santa Claus Pub Crawl raised money for charity and was seen by most participants as a fun social event. But unfortunately, as the crowds grew, so did some of the antisocial behaviour. The number of participants began to exceed 1,000 in 1993, and the first media reports I could find of antisocial aspects of the Santa Claus pub crawl appeared the following year.
Although most of the night was enjoyed in good spirits, ambulance crews were forced to attend 26 alcohol-related assaults, most believed to be associated with the pub crawl.
The Newcastle Herald also had a full article in 1994 detailing a number of the incidents. Swarm of Santas left damaged cars, torn post boxes, bruises and smashed bottles in their wake on Friday night following the annual festive season pub crawl. The article then mentions two Santa brawls at King Street McDonald's and outside the Burwood Inn. Also, a young woman knocked down three people trying to escape Santas who were jumping all over her car. The article then states police dispersed the crowd but could not identify any offenders because they were all dressed the same. It appears this behaviour began to attract the attention of authorities, as the day before the 1995 event, the Newcastle Herald had the headline, "Boozing Santas to get escort." The article indicated that police believed it was only 1% of the people causing trouble, and they would be targeting them. Police still appeared to have a positive attitude towards the event, with the Hunter Police District Licensing Coordinator stating, "All we are interested in is having everyone have a good time without incident." The Newcastle Herald did not have any negative reports that year following the event, so perhaps the extra police and security had curbed the worst of the antisocial behaviour. However, in 1996, the New South Wales state government introduced its campaign against drunken behaviour in licensed venues with its slogan, "No more, it's the law." Prior to that, in most pubs, if you could walk to the bar without falling over and didn't knock over any beer glasses on the way, they would serve you. Even if they decided not to serve you, they would generally let you stay and sober up a bit. Not like now, where they just throw you out onto the street. Sometimes, literally. The Newcastle Herald reported the day before the 1996 event that the Santa Claus pub crawl would be one of its first targets. The Minister for Gaming and Racing, and also member for Charlestown, Richard Face, yes, that's his real name, and yes, people often referred to him as Dick Face. He said his department and police had been liaising in regards to ensuring the Santa Claus pub crawl complied with the law to reduce alcohol-related violence. However, a Newcastle Herald report the day after the event stated, police reported late last night that the party-goers had been well behaved. A report the following year states there were no arrests related to the 1996 event and that it has a police history of being a well-behaved activity. Sounds good for an event with 6,000 to 8,000 people. So, all must be good, right? Wrong. In the months leading up to the 1997 event, the police, Newcastle Council, and the Merryweather Residents Group actively campaigned for people not to attend the Santa Claus Pub Crawl. This included Newcastle Council designating the area covered by the event an alcohol-free area for the night, giving police the power to issue on-the-spot fines. The Newcastle local area commander for police said, "Ideally, we want to discourage people from attending at all." On the day of the 1997 event, this ad was published in the Newcastle Herald. The end result was that only 300 Santas turned up in 1997 with no fines or arrests. A similar campaign was repeated in 1998 by police, council and licensing authorities, with the headline to Edward O'Reilly's Newcastle Herald article being "Police set for pub crawl, bow repeat of last year's Santa crackdown." From the article, it appears there were no problems in 1997, but the main problem for police in previous years was complaints from residents about damage to residents' property and people sleeping, fornicating and urinating in people's yards. So in 1995, the attitude of authorities was to eliminate the bad 1% so the other 99% could still enjoy the event appropriately, and it appeared to be working. But by 1997, authorities decided to kill the event totally instead. They reduced participation by over 95% that year and effectively killed it the following year with only a handful of people seen. Newcastle Santa Claus Pub Crawl, 1987 to 1998. May you rest in peace. In my next video, I'll discuss why other Santa Claus pub crawls may have succeeded when Newcastle's failed. This will also give some insights into how to make such an event an ongoing success, so watch out for it. And remember, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and keep watching for new videos. And if you really, really love them, then help support me to make more with as little as $1 a month at Patreon. Have a good one and see you around like a ristle.